Alright kids, I think it's right about time that we talked now, innit? We've got a lot of things to talk about, me and you, and today it's time to talk about it. I hope that just absolutely, crushed engagement on this video. Anyways, welcome to today's video. In today's video, look, I'm being cheeky with y'all, you know it. You know how I am. You know when I upload things that I'm being cheeky. I'm a cheeky bugger or whatever. And today is no different. Today I am coming clean about what I've been cheeky about. That's right. We're talking about the Vulp Pro today, but not just any Vulp Pro. We're talking about the Vulp Pros in this box, which I think you'll find very exciting. So, first of all, if you don't know, the orange and black Vulp Pro does exist. I still don't have a proto of it, but that is coming in the mail very soon, so don't worry. I'll show that off as soon as I get it. It's actually not a proto, it's the final version. But either way, in this box, I do have some protos. But they're not just protos. Some of these are, in fact, the final versions. Ladies and gentlemen, may I present to you the Vulp Pro False Live Blade. This is the false live blade version of the Vulp Pro. And it's got this beautiful buoy design that I am very, very proud of. I spent a lot of time working on this design. We went through a number of iterations, and this is the final version of the live blade. You can see it has my logo on this side, Nabali's logo on the other side, and it is just beautiful. I'm really proud of this thing. There's a number of pieces of design elements that went into it. First of all, you can see it has the exact silhouette of the Vulp Pro blade, so it is basically the same silhouette-wise. The grind lines on it are meant to follow the shape of the Vulp Pro, so this line through the middle kind of matches the placement of this line through the middle here, and it has this line through the middle has a similar curve to the curve at the front of this shape, and then this at the back, you can see there's this thick part that kind of follows this line down and goes around. That is the swedge here is cut to kind of match the look of this blade. So the idea is that these two emulate each other very well. And then the thing you'll also notice is that the fuller that's cut into it is exactly the same as the Vulp Pro blade. So the idea here is that I wanted to take this shape, which is very recognizable, and put it onto the live blade. And so you have that kind of recognizable thing that brings you between both versions and keeps you engaged. So yeah, that's it. There it is. With the Vulp Pro live blade now exists. Now the second question becomes, how does it flip compared to the Vulp Pro? Well, let me just tell you this. I'm bad at flipping. It flips almost exactly the same. So any trick that you pull off on the Vulp Pro, guess what? It feels just as good on the live blade. And I have done a boatload of testing on this. So yeah, the live blade is ever so slightly different, but it's, when I say ever so slightly, I really do mean ever so slightly. It is like almost no difference. I'm very happy about it. Both of them feel incredible to flip, and but they are unique. Like I will admit, it's not exactly the same. They are slightly unique to one another, but it is still extremely close. And so both of them perform fantastically in everything I wanted them to, from just Chaplin performance to parabolics and aerials and everything like that. Like, this thing does everything I wanted it to and more. It's fantastic. So yeah, let's take a look at some different colors with that false live blade. So here we have red and black. So now the Will edition and the Brandon edition, both of them looking utterly fantastic with that false live blade. That is just beautiful. Really, really love that. Yeah, I think the false live blade design worked out extremely well. I think it looks so cool. As I said, I spent a boatload of time doing it, but I also wanted to make sure it was functional. And so the next two I have to show you are interesting because I actually sharpened them myself. So here's my first attempt on a silver blade, and you can see, look at that, bam, I put an edge onto it. So to be very clear, this is not a live blade, it is a false live blade. This is one that I sharpened myself. It does not come with an actual edge out of the box. Out of the box, it comes with a flat part. So this front edge of it, there is no edge. It is flat. You can drag your finger across it. It will not hurt anybody. It is pointy. So it is pointy sharp, it can still poke you, but it is a flat edge. It's a pretty thin edge, it's a very easy edge to sharpen, but it is not a real live blade at all. So it should be mostly legal to import most places, and I'm sure we'll figure that out. These will only be for sale on the Nabali's website. These will not be for sale on Amazon because we just cannot sell them on Amazon. That's just not possible. They're just too sharpenable. Only the actual full-on, not sharpenable trainer will be for sale on Amazon. So I just want to make that very clear to everybody. But yeah, as you can see, I added an edge to this one myself, and it turned out honestly pretty good. I like the way that edge sheens. It feels great, and it cuts fantastically. And I don't know why, but for some reason, adding the edge to the balisong made it flip better in a way. And what I mean by that isn't that it actually changed how it flipped at all, but it made me think about flipping it differently, because even when it got to the point where it was like this false live blade, there was just this weird awkwardness where like I still wasn't afraid to cut myself on it, and so I was still flipping it like it was a trainer, I guess, even though it kind of was skirting the line between trainer and not, because like even with that false live blade, if you close it on your fingers hard enough, it would probably cut you, or it would at least like give you it would make you bleed or something. Like, I don't know, it's close enough to a live blade that it could hurt you, but it's not a full-on live blade. But the moment I put that edge on it, suddenly it feels like a live blade in my brain, which somehow makes it flip ever so slightly better, and I don't know why that is, other than like just psychological reasoning. Also, here we have, look at this. This is the edge that I ground onto this one, which you can see, this is where I got the black G10 for my custom orange and black version. Oh yeah, look at that. And you know what's funny? I think I'm probably going to swap blades between these. I'm probably going to put the silver trainer blade onto these handles, and vice versa. I'm going to take the black live blade and put that onto my orange and black customized handles and really make my own custom Vulp Pro, because I really, really like this black live blade. This thing has been the thing that I've honestly been flipping the most until I did this, and now that we're revealing that the live blade exists, I'm going to be putting the live blade on here, and you're going to be seeing me flip it all the time. So yeah, I'm very happy about it. It looks awesome also with the edge that I ground onto there. So yeah, that's my own grind. It's much cleaner on this side than it is on this side. I didn't do the best job on this side, but it's not bad either. And yeah, I mean, it flips like sex. It's so good. I'm really, really happy about it. People were asking for a live blade as soon as we released the Vulp Pro, and I heard you, and I was like, we definitely should do that. And so I got in contact with Nabali's and was like, hey, is it possible to make one of those fake live blades? And they were like, yeah, sure, we could probably do that. And I was like, okay, cool. Can we make it out of good steel? And they were like, ooh, that's a good question. Can we? And so that is something to note, is that this is made out of better steel than their other fake live blades. Let me look into it, because as I said, this is the Vulp Pro. The idea behind this was for it to be as good as possible. I'll probably have to make a follow-up video on this, because I won't be able to find the steel type immediately, but I looked into it. The steel type that we're going with is a Chinese steel, but I mean, that's just kind of the nature of production there. To hit the price point that this is going to be sold at, which I believe is $175, or maybe it's $170. It's somewhere in that range. I believe $175 is what we're going with. It is more expensive than the Vulp trainer, but is worth it because this isn't a, like, the live blade here is not a, like, machined live blade. This is a bevel ground live blade. So it's very high quality, bevel ground, not just machined, and it's made with higher quality steel. So this thing moving up in price only a little bit to $175 is actually pretty damn good for the value you get from that live blade. I also am in talks with them, and I don't know how possible this will be, but I really want it to happen. There's a high likelihood that we'll be able to sell the live blade separately, so that if you already own a Vulp Pro, we will have the live blade for sale, and then you can buy a live blade separately after purchasing the Vulp Pro and install it yourself, and then you could potentially have a really fun time. The only thing to note is that if you do that, you will almost certainly have to tune your own bushings for the live blade. Here's the thing, when you buy the Vulp Pro as a finished product, this is how well it flips out of the box. I have not adjusted this except to take off the G10 and replace the black G10 that it did have with the white G10 it has now. And then put that G10 on my other Vulp Pro, as you can see. This was not done, like, I didn't adjust it in any other way. And I think that's important to bring up because it came out of the box extremely well tuned. All of the Vulp Pros do, because that's something that we really wanted to step up with the Vulp Pro. I wanted them to be very high quality out of the box. And so that's what's happening here, is that you have an extremely high quality balisong immediately out of the box. And I didn't even grab it. Let's see. Oh my God, that trick is so hard. Can I do it? Oh, yeah, it's just that timing. That timing is so weird. Anyways, yeah, getting the Vulp Pro to be as high quality as possible out of the box was the whole point. And so the fact that we've managed to achieve that and have a really high quality product out of the box also means that if you're going to get it in the mail and you get your own live blades separately and you try to install it yourself, if you don't tune it, you're not going to get a good experience. Like, it's not going to work out of the box, because the way that we're doing this is literally there is a person, a human being, tuning every single one of these that gets delivered to somebody. Like, every single balisong from Nibali's gets tuned by somebody. They have tuning people that tune all of these. And so that's very important to understand, is that, like, yeah, we can't tune a live blade that you order just, like, without doing anything about it. Like, that's just not how that works. You tune a blade to the specific set of handles that you're attaching it to, and not the other way around. You can't just tune bushings to a blade and then hope it'll work in any set of handles you put it into. Like, you have to, it is a trial and error type of process that is difficult to do. And so if we do sell the blade separately, you will have to tune it yourself, is what I'm getting at there. Woo, excuse me. But yeah, here it is. This is the official announcement that the Live Blade Vulp Pro does exist. This will be available in March. I don't know exactly when yet, but sometime in March, this will be available for anybody to have. We will be making full announcements when that time actually comes. I will be making sure that, like, it is as clear as possible what's going on and when, and we'll have plenty of units available for people that want them. As I said, right now it's only going to be for sale on Nibali's website, but Nibali's has pretty quick shipping. Recently, they were on break due to the Chinese New Year thing, which happens at the beginning of every year. It's a relatively long break that almost everybody in China goes on. Like, it's kind of wild. Everybody has a forced vacation, which is pretty cool. We should do something like that in the U.S. But either way, they're back from that now, so they're going to be working full time. They're going to be working full throttle to make this thing happen. And yeah, Vulp Pro Live Blade. I'm very, very happy about it, dude. I think we really freaking nailed it with this thing. I think that this is honestly a fantastic thing to happen to the Vulp Pro, and I really hope that you guys are also just as excited as I am about this update. So yeah, there you go. The Vulp Pro Live Blade exists, and I'm extremely happy about it, and I hope that y'all end up getting your hands on it, and let me know what you think, both of the design and also once they actually drop and are out there in the world. I can't wait to hear what you guys have to say about them in general. I can't wait to hear, you know, if you guys like them or not. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you later. apiece.